Hi, welcome to your COM 101 course. I'm Lisa Hill. I'll be your instructor for the semester. Welcome. I'm so glad you decided to take this online 100% virtual communication class. I'd like to take about 15 minutes of your time and give you a quick orientation to the course. Very important so that you start off on a good foot, that you know where everything's at, how to record your speeches, how to record using PowerPoint, how to take a quiz, how to watch a video, whatever it may be. So let's get started. Okay, so as you can see, this is your typical homepage. If you've taken an online class in the past, they pretty much look alike. If you have not, I'm just going to go over a few things so that you know where things are at on your homepage. This is your nav bar. This is called like a shortcut to certain areas of your class. Content browser, obviously, this is the meat of your course. You see we have weekly learning modules. Learning modules generally run from Monday to Sunday. Items are due Sunday by midnight. But you will see as you get into the course, we have some odd due dates, especially when we get into your persuasive speech and your informative speeches. So be aware of that. But I have the whole course set up. So there are times if you want to work ahead a little bit, you can if you have something coming up. However, you will see that there are items, especially with discussion posts, that you need to kind of go back and offer comments or whatever it may be. But this is your content browser, your weekly learning modules. We're going to look at that in a few minutes. Your news area, I use this a lot because I pretty much review what we just went over and give you kind of a heads up on what to look for in the next future module or modules, or if I have any comments about assignments, you'll see this in the news, so be sure that you look at that as well. Questions about the course, this is as if we are in a live classroom and you have a question, you want to raise your hand. Hey, you know what, I'm not quite sure I understand this persuasive speech, or what does this do? So everybody sees these questions. Please answer them for your peers. This is kind of like an open session. I do sometimes answer them to clarify areas, but if you have questions for your peers or in the classroom, please post them here. Lastly, technical assistance. Help is here if you need it. Tutoring resources for online students, an excellent link. Look into that. Technical assistance, help desk if you forget your user word, password. D2L support. Okay, so here your course is in D2L, and you're going to see that your recording, and I like to call it the recording studio, is GoReact. So you go out of D2L, and that's where you will upload your speeches, or you will record in GoReact. GoReact is a separate entity. That's where I will grade your speeches. That's where your peers will watch your speech and offer comments. That's where you will watch your speech excuse me, and offer a self-evaluation. So just remember, when I say GoReact, it's separate from D2L, and we'll look at that link. And if you should need help with GoReact, it's right there. Okay, so that's your home page. Just quickly looking at your nav bar. Assessments. Assessments is a fancy way, academia way of saying this is how we grade you. You'll see in each learning module, you'll have instruction, okay, some type of instruction, and then you'll have some type of assessment to say, hey, let's see if they understand what they did in this particular learning module. It could be a quiz, it could be a discussion post, it could be your speech, it could be a written assignment. So you'll see that assessments can mean many things, but what's real important here is your grades are listed here. So you could always be checking your grades. You'll see that I offer a grade point, everything's based on points, and I give you comments regarding the justification of those particular points. Again, navbar, quick way to get to different areas. You can peruse this area. I'm not going to click in every area, but I do want to point out the library guide to do your research. You have two major speeches, your informative and your persuasive. And in those two major speeches, you need to have research. You need to verbally, academically cite the sources. You need to have an MLA cited source citation page. You'll see you'll have a research assignment that complements or that goes along with these speeches. So this is just a quick area guide for you to do your research. Again, click in there, click on all the tabs. It shows you how to do your research. You can actually do your research, how to put it into MLA citations, etc. So that is a quick way for you to go in. Check out our fake news library guide. This is something our faculty members put together. Very interesting because now we are in the wake of fake news and real news, if you want to say that. But it shows you how to be sure to find good sources and to be sure that news is, excuse me, is good news. Okay, so looking at this homepage, okay, as I said, the content browser, this is the meat of your course. You can go into each week this way. However, I highly recommend that you click the content browser here because as you can see, as it comes up, it's very slow today. What you have on the left-hand side is a listing of all your learning modules for the course, 1, 2, and it continues to go down. And then you can see for each learning module, for instance, the week you're in right now, the dates that it takes place. 1/21 is the due date. And then you'll see how many items are in that particular learning module. And you'll also see that for each learning module, it starts out the same. We have objectives that you could see what's coming up, what you need to do. And then I give you a checklist that you could check off. So the objectives is you clearly see if you are a 1, 2, 3 person, what you need to do. The same thing with your checklist. In this first learning module, we provide you resources for the course. It's not necessarily instruction, but it's instruction on how to be successful in this course. It's not even how to be successful, it's how to be in the course, because if you don't go through these areas, you will not be able to participate in the class. So go through each of these links. Highly recommend that you clearly read your syllabus. I tell students to print it off so that you could see all the information in the particular syllabus. Screencast-O-Matic and Go React. Remember what I said about Go React. This is our studio. This is our recording studio. But along with recording your speeches, you need to have a PowerPoint as a visual aid to complement your verbal message. How do you bring in your PowerPoint and record it? Well, I'm doing that right now. My PowerPoint is the class, and you could see me speaking. Obviously, you're going to make the dimensions a little bit different so I could see you, for standing as if you were in the classroom. But Screencast-O-Matic will give you instructions on how to download the software and then how to use Screencast-O-Matic as you bring in your PowerPoint, and then you'll record your PowerPoint as you're speaking, as if you are in a classroom. So let me bring this up, and if I lost you, come back, okay? So some things to keep in mind as you are recording your speeches, okay? You have, and I have that written down here, you have five speeches in this class. You have your elevator speech, just to be sure that you understand the technology of the course. It's not graded on the content, but you'll see that this is part of your module. You have a self-introduction, which is graded. You have your informative and your persuasive. And then you have, lastly, a short, sweet tribute speech at the end of the semester. And when you are recording, some major issues to keep in mind, concerns, and you'll see this in your syllabus. First of all, I want you to simulate as if you are in a classroom, as if you are delivering to a group of people. This is not my rule, guys. This is the Middle States rule in order for you to get 3 credits for this class. You need to be standing. You need to provide eye contact as if there is an audience, a full audience in front of you. I need to be able to see you. I need to be able to see your gestures. So you need to put your webcam at a higher level. Believe it or not, sometimes I have students who have their webcam very low, or this is the kind of speech that I see. Not a good idea. Again, you will see this all in your syllabus. Also, you need to have at least 2 audience members, when you're recording your speech to audience. It can be anyone, family, friends. And what you'll do is just show us that those audience members before your speech or after the speech so that I know that they're there. And lastly, it's only one take. If I find that speeches are spliced, that you stopped and started again, it's an immediate 0. You can practice your speech, and I highly recommend that you practice your speech several times, but you cannot stop, for instance, stop the recording right now and start again. I know if it's been spliced. So those are just some highlights regarding recording your speeches. Going back to this particular module, your first module this week, you'll see all the resources. Click on each area and this will guide you through the recording process. You do see that you have your 45-minute elevator speech due, and then how to click into Go React to record it. So just FYI, this particular assignment is just to be sure that you understand the technology, that you know how to use Screencast-O-Matic, how to upload your particular speech into Go React, and that's what the grading will be for this particular assignment. Okay, so this week it's very important that you understand all the areas of this first module as far as resources for the course, how to record your speeches, because that's the basis for the class. I have this as a first module because I don't want you to have to worry about that or think about that when your major speeches are due, because that's what I want you to concentrate on, are your major speeches. So looking at a typical module, an instructional module, looking at module 2, again, you see the fact that we have the objectives, the checklists, and then I have the chapters. And for the chapters, I asked you to read the chapters, and then also if there's a video involved, a lecture video, watch that lecture video. But you will see next week, you will be offering a self-introduction speech. Okay, so next week is a pretty heavy week because along with a self-introduction speech, I'm asking you to do a self-introduction discussion post to start this dialogue online, electronically. You'll be responding to other students as well. You'll also see that you have a self-reflection of the introduction speech, and then you'll have a peer evaluation. So along with recording your speech, you'll watch it, offer a reflection, and then you will be in groups. You will be in a particular group where you have to watch your peers, watch their speeches, and then offer candid comments. And I also give you some instructions on how to do that. Okay, so that concludes our review for the course. As you can see, I spliced the tape here a little bit because I had an interruption here during the recording. So in conclusion, to sum up this orientation, some things to keep in mind. Be sure that you go through your syllabus. Be sure that you live by the 24-hour rule. What am I saying here? If something's due on Sunday, think in your mind it's due on Saturday. Just in case the internet is down, D2L is down. I do not accept late work. You'll see that clearly in your syllabus. Also, the fact that you go through the information as far as how to record your speeches, what you need to do as far as the camera, how to simulate as if you are in a live classroom. And lastly, just have fun with the course. I know there's a lot involved, especially since it's an online class, but relax, enjoy, think about how you could use these skills right now or in the future with your careers, and know too that I'm only an email away. Have a good day, and I look forward to getting to know you in our class.